Say goodbye to poverty by painting your house. This color, the secret to wealth, Buddhist teachings. As the Buddha once said, just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. In the same way, what surrounds us, the colors, the space, the energy, has a profound effect on our life journey. Have you ever wondered if the color of your home could be the key to a life of abundance? It may sound mystical, but Buddhist teachings suggest that the energy within our environment shapes not only our peace of mind, but also our path to prosperity. In this video, we'll unlock the secret of a powerful color that can attract wealth, inviting you to transform your living space into a welcoming home for financial abundance. Imagine a simple change that not only renews your home's appearance, but also opens doors to new opportunities and prosperity. Today on The Journey of Wisdom, we'll dive into ancestral insights and stories that reveal how you too can harness this timeless wisdom. Ready to take that first step toward a brighter, wealthier future? Let's begin the journey together. Number 1. Yellow. Yellow is much more than a color. It's a spark that lights up creativity and fills life with possibilities, like the vibrant morning sun that rises with optimism and energy. In Buddhism, yellow symbolizes the radiance of an awakened mind, a mind brimming with potential, open to life's abundance, and resilient in the face of doubt. This color represents the energy we need to foster joy, bring brightness to our lives, and open ourselves to the opportunities that wealth and prosperity bring. Consider the story of a young artisan, exceptionally gifted yet paralyzed by self-doubt. His workshop overflowed with tools, but his dreams sat dormant, his creations unfinished as fear clouded his self-belief. One day, while taking a contemplative walk, he encountered a Buddhist master painting a mandala bathed in shades of yellow. The artisan, fascinated, asked the master why he chose such a bright, uplifting color. With a gentle smile, the master replied, "Yellow is the color of awakening and optimism. It illuminates the heart, sparking creativity and dissolving doubt. When you fill your life with yellow, you open yourself to a world of opportunities." Inspired, the artisan returned to his workshop and painted a wall in a vivid yellow, hoping it would kindle the inspiration he so craved. Almost magically, this simple act changed everything. Each morning, as the warm glow of yellow filled his space, something deep within him shifted. Doubts dissolved, his ideas flowed, and soon his hands moved freely, bringing his vision to life. His workshop transformed from a place of frustration to one of boundless creativity, his once suppressed potential now blossoming. Clients began to notice his renewed energy, and opportunities flowed his way. But it wasn't merely the color that brought this change. It was his newfound optimism, fueled by the vibrant yellow walls, that reminded him daily to believe in his work and pursue his dreams with joy and courage. Wherever we are, there is always light if we open ourselves to it, as the Buddha once said, emphasizing the importance of perspective. So, choosing yellow in your workspace or creative haven isn't just about adding warmth, it's about inviting a spirit of optimism and innovation into your life. Yellow acts as a subtle reminder that creativity, like wealth, often comes when we let go of limiting beliefs and trust our unique contributions. This color helps us see that every challenge holds a solution, that every doubt can fade in the glow of a positive mindset. By embracing yellow, you nurture your capacity to grow, adapt, and succeed, qualities essential for attracting abundance. When you stand in a room adorned in yellow, picture yourself filled with lightness and inspiration, ready to meet any challenge with an open mind and a full heart. This shade brings harmony between inner strength and outward success. Rather than dwelling on what you lack, yellow reminds you of the possibilities that lie in every moment. Your actions become guided by confidence and clarity, empowering you to create a life that resonates with purpose and fulfillment. When you bring yellow into your home or workspace, you're inviting the radiance of the sun, a constant source of joy and opportunity, and reminding yourself daily that every idea you cultivate, every project you start, has the potential to transform your world. Just as the artisan's yellow walls became a symbol of his journey to success, let this color in your life become a beacon, showing you that with the right mindset, you too can say goodbye to limitations and step confidently into a future of prosperity and creative fulfillment. Number 2. Blue. Blue is more than just a color. It's a doorway to a world of calm, clarity, and inner wisdom. Where red ignites energy, blue brings serenity, offering a quiet space for reflection and peace. It reminds us of the vast, expansive sky and the deep, endless ocean. Two places in nature that embody stillness and tranquility, even in times of change. In Buddhist teachings, blue is seen as the color of wisdom, representing the type of insight that only emerges when our minds are calm, when distractions fall away and our thoughts settle like clear water in a cup. When you bring blue into your home, you're inviting this powerful sense of calm and focus. It creates a sanctuary, a space where you can breathe deeply, step back from the chaos, and see things more clearly. Consider the story of a wealthy merchant who, despite all his material success, struggled with anxiety and constant worry. Each financial decision felt like a mountain, and no matter how much wealth he accumulated, peace seemed elusive. His nights were restless, his mind ceaselessly worrying about the future, and his fears of losing everything haunted him. Desperate for relief, he set out on a journey that led him to a remote mountain monastery, where he sought the guidance of a wise monk. The monk welcomed him into a modest room, its walls painted in gentle shades of blue. The quietness of the room settled over the merchant, like a soft embrace. There were no distractions, no grandeur, only a calm presence that seemed to reach deep within, quieting the storm of his thoughts. The monk offered the merchant a cup of tea and said, "This water reflects your mind. When it is stirred, you see only chaos, but when it is still, everything becomes clear." At first, the merchant didn't understand. How could stilling his mind affect his success? How could calmness aid him in the high-stakes world of business? But as he spent more time in that tranquil blue room, gazing at the open sky beyond the window, he started to grasp the monk's wisdom. He realized that the mind, like the vast sky, has the capacity to remain peaceful even while life's storms pass by. True clarity, the monk explained, isn't born from striving or accumulating wealth. It blossoms when we find peace within. Gradually, the merchant integrated this lesson into his life. With a calm mind, his decisions grew sharper, his intuition clearer, and his interactions more mindful. His approach to business shifted from frantic accumulation to measured wisdom, and soon success came naturally, unforced, like a river flowing down a gentle slope. Blue had become a mirror for his inner state, guiding him to make thoughtful choices rooted in clarity and calm rather than fear and haste. When you invite blue into your own home, particularly in spaces where you seek focus or calm, you're welcoming that same energy of clarity. Imagine a study, an office, or even your bedroom painted in soft shades of blue. This isn't just about creating a beautiful room, it's about crafting a space where your mind can rest, where mental clutter fades away, and insight has room to bloom. In a world that is often loud and overwhelming, where tasks and responsibilities pull you in many directions, blue provides a sanctuary, a place to gather your thoughts, to pause, and to reconnect with your own wisdom. What does it mean to you to create a peaceful environment in your life? How often do you take time to still your mind, to see things clearly? When you step into a room painted in blue, consider it an invitation to let go of the day's noise and focus on what truly matters. It's not just about the color on the walls, it's about nurturing a calm mind, a place where thoughtful decisions and creativity can flourish. Blue offers a gentle reminder of the vastness within us all, a potential for calm and clarity that can help us navigate life with greater ease and wisdom. Every time you look at those blue walls, remember the monk's lesson to the merchant, and let that calmness, that spaciousness, guide your choices and bring you closer to a life of true wealth, not only of material success, but of peace, insight, and fulfillment. Number 3. Green. Green, a color woven through the heart of nature, has long been a symbol of growth, abundance, and vitality. Think of lush forests, vibrant fields, and the rich landscapes that come alive in every season. Green speaks of life flourishing. In the teachings of Buddhism, green is not merely a color, it's an embodiment of balance between the material and spiritual, a reminder of our deep connection to the world and the potential for growth within each of us. The Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within." Do not seek it without. When we choose to paint our homes in shades of green, we're doing more than changing the look of our walls. We're inviting the energy of growth, both material and spiritual, to infuse our lives. This color aligns us with nature's rhythm, where growth is patient and purposeful, reminding us that true wealth begins with cultivating a spirit of generosity, peace, and connection. Imagine this. Each time you walk into a room painted in a soft green, it becomes a space where you can relax, reconnect, and grow. Green is not only visually calming, but spiritually nourishing. It invites us to slow down and tune into what truly matters. In a Buddhist context, wealth is not about accumulating material goods, but about enriching the soul. Real abundance is in the bonds we nurture, the kindness we share, and the wisdom we gain. The color green calls us to embrace the abundance that lies within and to share it freely with others. Ask yourself, when was the last time you experienced the joy of giving? Not for reward, but simply because it felt right. The green walls can remind us to keep a generous heart, as true prosperity is as much about inner richness as it is about outer gain. I recall a story of a humble gardener who lived by this principle. His life was modest, yet he lived with such joy and contentment, tending to his garden as if it were his most treasured companion. One day, an elderly man, captivated by the lushness of his plants, asked the gardener his secret. The gardener replied with a gentle smile, "Each leaf is a sign that abundance is always around us, just waiting to be nurtured." This response deeply moved the old man, who saw in the gardener's words a truth he had forgotten in his busy life. Inspired, he offered the gardener a partnership, and together they expanded the garden's bounty. Their collaboration led to new opportunities, even catching the attention of a local chef who used their produce, bringing more than just financial gain to the gardener's simple life. What began as a quiet act of tending a garden blossomed into an unexpected journey of growth, not just for the garden, but for the gardener's life itself. This story beautifully illustrates that abundance flows naturally when we cultivate the right energy around us. Every green space in our home can serve as a reminder of this wisdom. When we fill our living spaces with this color, we're not simply adding decoration. We're creating an environment that mirrors nature's endless capacity to thrive. Think of the dining room, for example. When painted in a gentle, earthy green, every meal becomes a moment to reconnect, not only with those around us, but also with the energy of gratitude and nourishment. Food shared in a green room feels like a blessing, feeding both the body and the spirit, creating an atmosphere where joy flows freely, stories are shared more openly, and connections deepen. In Buddhist teachings, we are encouraged to look beyond surface appearances and see the interconnectedness of all things. Just as the color green connects us to nature's vitality, it also reminds us of the cycle of giving and receiving, of planting and harvesting. When we choose green, we invite this sense of connected prosperity into our lives. Picture each green wall as a quiet reminder that you too can flourish in the presence of harmony, patience, and purpose. Does it feel like your life could benefit from this shift in energy, a reminder to focus on growth, connection, and inner peace? By surrounding ourselves with green, we align with nature's wisdom, signaling to ourselves and the universe that we're ready to cultivate abundance both within and around us. In essence, painting your home green is a way of saying to yourself, I am open to growth in all areas of my life. This practice is not a magical formula for wealth, but a symbolic invitation for the right energies to enter our lives. Just as plants reach for the sun, we too can rise, expand, and thrive. So, as you choose the colors of your home, consider green as a bridge between the material and spiritual worlds. A color that invites prosperity, not only of money, but of mind and heart. Green reminds us to cultivate patience, to foster generosity, and to recognize that every interaction, every moment, and every shared meal has the potential to nurture the abundant spirit within us. After all, as the Buddha teaches. Number 4. White. White brings a unique energy to any space, a soft but powerful sense of purity, clarity, and renewal. In Buddhist teachings, white symbolizes the mind's ability to be clear, untarnished, and open to new possibilities, much like a fresh beginning after a long night. Imagine white not simply as a color, but as a blank canvas, offering you the chance to rewrite the story of your life, free from the weight of past burdens and stagnant energies. There's a beautiful Buddhist saying that comes to mind: if your mind is empty, it is always ready for anything. It is open to everything. In this openness, white becomes a gateway for transformation, a step toward liberation from all that no longer serves you. Take, for example, a young woman who felt her life was at a standstill, burdened by a career that had lost its spark and relationships that no longer felt fulfilling. Her home, too, reflected this stagnation, cluttered with old memories, sentimental trinkets, and items that served no purpose but held her back. She knew something had to change, but she wasn't sure where to begin. In her quest for renewal, she sought guidance from a Buddhist monk who invited her into a pure white room. The room was simple, with walls, ceiling, and floor painted in a bright, serene white. In that space, she felt something shift, as if the room's emptiness allowed her mind to breathe. White is the color of purity and beginnings, the monk explained gently. In a space free from clutter, new energies flow in effortlessly. To welcome new opportunities, you must first clear a path for them. Inspired, the young woman returned home with a newfound sense of purpose. She began by discarding everything that no longer had meaning for her. Clothes she hadn't worn in years, broken objects she'd held onto out of habit, and reminders of past relationships that weighed heavy on her heart. Then she painted her hallway and a small room in pure white. Each brushstroke felt like she was wiping away the barriers that blocked her path, making room for new, vibrant possibilities. With every item she released and each wall she transformed, she could feel her energy shifting, her heart growing lighter, her spirit more receptive. Gradually, her life began to change. Her career found new momentum, with opportunities emerging that had once seemed hidden. Her personal relationships also flourished as she let go of the past and made room for fresh, positive connections. When we bring white into our homes, particularly into spaces like hallways and smaller rooms where energy can often feel congested, it becomes more than a fresh coat of paint. It serves as an invitation for clarity, a renewal of purpose, a chance to reset the energy around us. By embracing white, you're not only clearing your environment, but also allowing your mind to expand and find peace in simplicity. It's a gentle yet powerful reminder that in order to welcome new beginnings, you sometimes need to part ways with the old. This is similar to the wisdom of the Buddha. You can only lose what you cling to. By releasing attachment to objects or memories that weigh you down, you make space for something new, something nourishing. Picture yourself stepping into a white hallway or resting in a serene white room. The air feels lighter, the space open, inviting, free from distractions. In this simplicity, you can sense potential all around you. The white walls reflect not only light, but also a renewed sense of purpose and clarity, as though they are saying, "Here, anything is possible." In this space you may find inspiration, peace, or simply a moment of quiet joy. White acts like a balm for the cluttered mind, a place where new ideas and opportunities can settle naturally. This transformation is not just about aesthetics. It's about embracing a mindset that encourages renewal and growth. Just as the young woman's life changed, so can yours. By introducing white into your space, whether by painting a room or simply decluttering, you create a physical reminder of your own potential for growth and transformation. Letting go of what no longer serves you is often the first step to manifesting a life filled with clarity, abundance, and inner peace. This process of clearing and renewing is not a one-time task, but a practice that can guide you in all areas of life. In this way, white is more than just a color in your home. It's a symbol of your willingness to embrace new paths, trust the unknown, and invite prosperity in every form. As you reflect on the colors you bring into your space, remember the unique energy each one carries. Where white brings clarity, simplicity, and renewal, colors like orange invite warmth, connection, and creativity. Together, these energies can transform not only your home, but also your inner world, helping you craft an environment that nurtures both your goals and your spirit. In the end, color becomes a part of your journey, a silent yet powerful support on your path toward greater success, peace, and fulfillment. So as you paint your walls, clear your space, or simply let go of what is no longer needed, know that you are creating a life rich with possibility, one that reflects your innermost aspirations and brings you ever closer to your true self. Number 5. Gold. Gold, the color that has drawn humanity's fascination since ancient times, shines not only as a symbol of wealth, but as a deeper, more meaningful emblem of fulfillment, wisdom, and balance. This radiant hue has the power to inspire us to go beyond material riches and touch something profound, the union of inner peace with outer prosperity. When we think of gold, our minds may turn to images of luxury and abundance, of treasures locked away and fortunes amassed. And while gold indeed suggests prosperity in Buddhist teachings, it also reflects something timeless and intangible, inner richness and harmony. Imagine stepping into a space where soft golden accents gleam under the natural light, a framed mirror, a vase, or even a touch of golden fabric on a pillow. The light catches these accents, inviting a feeling of warmth and openness, as if reminding you that wealth isn't merely found in bank accounts or possessions. Real wealth lies in the peace within, in the sense of completeness that doesn't fade when circumstances change. This deeper meaning of gold is beautifully captured in an old Buddhist story. Once there was a young prince who was born into unimaginable wealth. His palace sparkled with jewels, and his life overflowed with luxuries. Yet he felt a persistent emptiness. Despite his riches, he found no lasting joy, no sense of true purpose. Yearning for something more, he left his kingdom to seek wisdom. After many days of wandering, he reached a secluded Buddhist temple perched high in the mountains. The temple was simple, yet serene, and within its walls was a small room, adorned with gentle golden touches. The prince was welcomed by a wise monk who saw the longing in his heart and invited him to meditate in that room. As they sat together, the monk pointed to the golden accents and shared a profound teaching. "This gold is not here to remind us of material wealth," he began. "Instead, it reminds us that true wealth comes from balance, between the material and the spiritual, between ambition and contentment. Gold represents wisdom, the wisdom that fills us with purpose and peace, far richer than any coin." Through his meditation and reflections in that room, the young prince began to understand a new path. It was not about the wealth he owned, but about the richness he cultivated within himself. When he eventually returned to his kingdom, he was a changed man. He ruled with kindness, wisdom, and a focus on true prosperity, helping his people find peace and purpose. And so his kingdom flourished, not only in wealth, but in the spirit. This story speaks to a fundamental truth. Real abundance arises when we balance our outer pursuits with inner contentment. When you bring touches of gold into your home, you're doing more than decorating. You're inviting an energy that resonates with fulfillment and success, both inside and out. These golden accents serve as gentle reminders, drawing your attention back to the heart of what wealth really means. With each glance at a golden frame or a shimmering vase, reflect on what truly makes you feel abundant. Is it the things you own, or the peace you carry within? Gold symbolizes that balance, that harmony, bridging the material with the spiritual. Place these accents thoughtfully, perhaps in spaces where you spend time with loved ones or welcome guests. In areas like your entrance or living room, gold's uplifting energy creates a welcoming atmosphere, encouraging not just external prosperity, but also a home filled with warmth, unity, and peace. As you take in the presence of gold in your surroundings, ask yourself, what does wealth mean to you? How can you cultivate a life that is not only prosperous, but also balanced and fulfilling? Every time your eyes land on a touch of gold, let it remind you that success isn't measured only by what you have, but by who you are and how you feel. This inner peace, this harmony, is the wealth that no one can take from you. By embracing gold as a symbol of both material and spiritual abundance, you welcome a life where prosperity flows naturally, grounded in balance and enriched by wisdom. So let gold inspire you, not only to strive for success, but also to nurture the sense of fulfillment that brings true, lasting happiness into your life. Number 6. Red. Now, let's delve into the powerful presence of red, a color that radiates life, passion, and boundless energy. Red isn't just visually striking, it's a hue that resonates with a deeper essence within us, symbolizing both power and courage in Buddhist teachings. In a world where we face daily hurdles and personal challenges, red serves as a constant reminder of the courage required to meet life's ups and downs with resilience and unwavering strength. This color doesn't merely sit on walls or objects. It pulses with the energy that drives us to take meaningful actions, urging us to make strides in areas we might otherwise hesitate. Reflect for a moment on a time when you felt particularly motivated. perhaps the beginning of a new venture, a goal that fueled your spirit, or a challenging situation that required every ounce of your determination. That surge of motivation, that unstoppable force, is the essence of red, a color that demands attention and fills us with the will to move forward regardless of the obstacles. Incorporating red into your home, particularly in active spaces such as the kitchen or a workspace, is like inviting a steady current of drive and ambition into your daily life. Red is not simply about decorating, it's about creating an environment that fuels the heart and mind, spurring us to engage with life actively. There's a beautiful story from Buddhist tradition that illustrates this vividly. A young monk, burdened with doubts, arrives at a monastery in search of clarity. Despite months of meditation, he remains stagnant, feeling unable to advance. Sensing his turmoil, the temple master leads him to a modest corner of the monastery painted in vibrant red, a kitchen filled with the warmth of activity. This is where true transformation happens, the master explains. Meditation brings insight, but without action, even the clearest thoughts remain unfulfilled. Initially puzzled, the young monk starts spending time in the red kitchen, engaging with simple tasks like preparing meals, stoking the fire, and attending to the physical, immediate needs of daily life. Slowly, he begins to understand the path of spiritual growth isn't solely about inner peace. It also demands decisive action, grounded in the world around us. The kitchen's red walls, paired with the intensity of the fire, awaken a drive within him, rekindling his purpose and inspiring a balance between reflection and engagement. Choosing red for spaces where activity thrives, such as kitchens or work areas, becomes a conscious act of invoking that same vitality within yourself. Each time you step into a red room, you're reminded of your power to shape your path through action and perseverance. Red doesn't allow you to remain passive. It emboldens you to go out and seize opportunities, to forge a path instead of waiting for one to appear. Imagine preparing a meal in a red kitchen, every ingredient and every moment of preparation, an affirmation of your will and ambition. Or picture yourself finishing a project in a red office space, the color reminding you that each step you take brings you closer to the life you envision. Red is transformative. It encourages momentum, urges us to turn intentions into action, and keeps the spirit of growth alive. Reflect on the young monk's lesson. While introspection is invaluable, it is action that brings our potential into the world, turning ideas into reality. This is how red manifests wealth and prosperity, not just financially, but in the richness of a life lived fully with intent and purpose. As Buddha once said, an idea that is developed and put into action is more important than an idea that exists only as an idea. With red as a vibrant companion in your spaces, each daily task becomes more than routine. It becomes a powerful act of self-transformation. The color red then becomes a silent mentor, reminding you of your inner strength, your resilience, and your capacity to shape your own destiny. Every time you pass through a red space, feel the energy it offers, encouraging you to embrace your path with courage and determination. In this way, red is far more than a shade on the walls. It's a reminder of your own untapped potential, the force within you ready to rise and take action. Number 7. Orange. Orange is more than just a bright color that catches the eye. It's a symbol of warmth, energy, and connection. When you think of orange, imagine the life and vibrancy it can bring into a space, transforming the ordinary into a place that feels alive and inviting. In Buddhist philosophy, orange holds a deep significance, embodying a blend of balance and vitality. It's the color worn by monks, symbolizing humility, focus, and enlightenment. a color that radiates warmth and openness without overwhelming. Imagine how such a color might impact the relationships in your life, both personal and professional, and think about this. Is it possible that the colors around us influence not only how others see us, but also how we see ourselves? There's an old story in Buddhism about a modest shopkeeper, a man who sold goods in a bustling town but found himself struggling. He stocked high-quality products and served people with respect, but his shop lacked the energy that might draw people in. It was a plain, functional space that reflected little of the warmth he wished to share with his community. One day, a wandering monk entered the shop, sensing the merchant's difficulty. He offered an unexpected piece of advice. "Paint your shop orange." The shopkeeper, surprised, asked, "How can a color change my business?" The monk smiled and said, "Orange isn't just a color, it's an invitation. Like the sun at dusk invites us to relax, orange invites people to connect. It draws others in and brings out their desire to communicate, to stay, to share." Feeling both curious and hopeful, the shopkeeper painted his shop in a vibrant shade of orange, bringing new life to the walls. The change was profound. Customers were not only more inclined to stop by, but to linger, chatting with him and sharing stories. Relationships blossomed, word of his friendly shop spread, and soon his business grew beyond what he'd ever imagined. The simple act of adding orange had turned his shop into a gathering place for the community, where connection and warmth felt as much a part of the shop as the goods he sold. The magic of orange is in its ability to transform spaces into places where people feel invited, heard, and valued. When you introduce orange into your home, especially in communal areas like the living room or dining room, you're not simply adding a splash of color. You're creating an environment that encourages authentic interaction. How often do we consider the subtle influence of our surroundings on our daily lives? Colors have a language of their own, and orange says, "Come in, relax, stay a while." Picture your living room adorned with hints of this warm hue. Conversations feel more open, interactions flow more easily, and every exchange feels sincere. Imagine friends and family gathered in that space, sharing stories, laughter, and ideas. Orange fosters a sense of sincerity and collaboration, qualities that enrich both personal and professional relationships. In a world often divided by screens and schedules, creating a space that encourages real connection is invaluable. And the power of orange doesn't stop at home. In the workplace, where teamwork and communication are crucial, introducing orange can open channels of trust and ease. Many successful people will tell you that real wealth isn't measured in material gain, but in the quality of relationships, connections, and mutual support. Could a subtle change in our environment, like adding a bit of orange, be a way to enhance these connections and encourage openness? For a team brainstorming together, orange can create an atmosphere where ideas flow freely and people feel comfortable expressing themselves. For a family dining together, it can be the gentle warmth that encourages everyone to open up. A wise Buddhist saying reminds us, "Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened." In the same way, creating a space filled with warmth and invitation doesn't diminish our energy. It enhances it, allowing us to bring light to others without losing our own. Reflecting on this, consider the potential impact of an inviting space in your life. What if each conversation felt meaningful, every connection felt genuine, and every person who entered felt welcomed? This is the kind of atmosphere orange can help create. Think of how this warmth can ripple outward. Bonds strengthened at home extend into our communities, connections forged at work, open doors to new possibilities, and a life filled with meaningful relationships offers a form of wealth that can't be bought or sold. So, as you look around your space, ask yourself, what do you want it to say? When you bring in the color orange, you're not just decorating, you're shaping an environment that fosters harmony, draws people together, and encourages growth. In the same way that the merchant's simple shop became a beacon of connection in his community, you too can create spaces that invite prosperity, not just in the financial sense, but in the richness of relationships, in the support of friends, and in the joy of shared experiences. Remember, wealth in Buddhism isn't just material, it's the richness of spirit, the depth of connection, and the strength of community. By welcoming a color as warm and inviting as orange into your life, you're inviting that very prosperity to flow into every interaction, every partnership, and every gathering you host. The next time you see a bright orange sunset or a vibrant orange flower, take a moment to appreciate its message: openness, joy, and connection. Wouldn't you want your space to reflect the same? Thank you for being here and exploring this journey toward abundance with us. It's truly a joy to have you in our community, and your presence means a lot. Please feel free to share your thoughts or personal experiences. Your story adds richness to our shared path. If you're not sure what to say, simply comment "New Beginnings" if you're new here, or "Prosperity Seeker" if you've been with us for a while. Your engagement brings us encouragement and deepens the impact of these teachings. Ready to continue unlocking the secrets to wealth together? Let's dive back in. Habits to say goodbye to poverty, the secret to wealth. Buddhist teachings. In Buddhism, wealth encompasses far more than material gain. It's a path toward inner abundance, spiritual growth, and lasting peace. While modern society often measures success in monetary terms, Buddhist teachings remind us that genuine prosperity lies in cultivating qualities that lead to a fulfilled life, resilient spirit, and sense of purpose. By adopting specific habits that focus on mindfulness, ethics, perseverance, and compassion, we can transcend the grip of poverty, not only financially, but also in spirit. This journey is about building a wealth that supports well-being from within, where every action becomes a step toward liberation from suffering and the creation of a life marked by harmony and contentment. The following habits are drawn from Buddhist wisdom, and they illuminate a path to both outer and inner richness. By embracing these practices, we can nurture a mindset that aligns with true prosperity, one that transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and reminds us that wealth is not just an end, but a journey of deep personal transformation. Let us explore these guiding principles that hold the potential to lift us beyond poverty and enrich our lives in ways that material wealth alone can never achieve. 1. Develop perseverance and effort. Diligence. Developing perseverance and effort is one of the most powerful ways to transform not only our financial situation, but also our character and resilience. The Buddha taught that diligence, persistent and wholehearted effort, is a fundamental ingredient on the path to success and freedom from suffering. This means that if we wish to escape poverty or overcome obstacles in any aspect of our lives, we must cultivate a mindset that does not waver when faced with hardship. Perseverance allows us to push through challenging times, grow from setbacks, and adapt in the face of adversity. Imagine you are planting a tree. At first it's fragile, and only with continuous care and patience does it grow into something strong and enduring. In the same way, our efforts may not bear fruit immediately, but consistent action strengthens our foundation for success over time. Diligence in daily habits, whether it's in our work, our finances, or even in maintaining healthy relationships, lays the groundwork for a more prosperous life. The Buddha once said, "Success is not the result of one's birth, but of one's actions." This wisdom reminds us that wealth or prosperity isn't a privilege of the few, but can be achieved through consistent effort by anyone. In modern society, where distractions abound and we're often searching for quick results, it's easy to lose patience when our efforts don't yield immediate rewards. But wealth and lasting success come to those who are willing to take small, steady steps forward day after day. Think of the story of the tortoise and the hare. Slow, steady effort always outlasts bursts of energy that quickly fade. In this way, perseverance isn't just about enduring challenges. It's also about having the discipline to keep showing up, whether results are visible or not. As the renowned Buddhist proverb goes, "Endurance is one of the most difficult disciplines, but it is to the one who endures that the final victory comes." True success in life is like a tree with deep roots. It grows over time, absorbing the storms and the seasons, and ultimately flourishes because it has endured. By adopting this mindset of resilience, we train ourselves to focus on the process rather than instant outcomes. Every time we meet resistance with patience, we grow closer to that ultimate victory, where our hard work translates to lasting fulfillment. Perseverance requires a shift in how we view obstacles and setbacks. Instead of seeing them as failures, they become stepping stones that strengthen our resolve. This is where the teaching of impermanence becomes vital. No condition, no matter how difficult, is permanent. Just as night eventually turns to day, hardship is often followed by ease for those who continue to work diligently. In today's world, where it's common to feel disheartened if success isn't immediate, understanding that this too shall pass allows us to stay calm and focused rather than wasting energy on frustration or self-doubt. In this way, even poverty, which may feel like a daunting state, can be overcome with steady, wise action. The Buddha advised us, with persistence, even the hardest task becomes possible. His words teach us that by enduring through our struggles with faith in our journey, we turn those challenges into powerful lessons that build our strength and increase our capability. Additionally, effort must be combined with wisdom. Blind action alone is not enough. We must reflect on the outcomes of our actions and adjust our approach if necessary. In a financial sense, this might mean learning from past mistakes or developing new skills that increase our earning potential. As in the Buddha's Eightfold Path, right effort guides us to act in ways that bring us closer to positive outcomes, rather than exhausting ourselves in unfruitful endeavors. Many of us work hard, yet we may not achieve the results we desire because we lack direction. By aligning our actions with thoughtful, well-informed decisions, our persistence has a much stronger foundation. We can think of wealth building as a journey, where every step matters, but it's essential to take steps that lead in the right direction. Remember the proverb, "Do not run after happiness, seek to plant a firm foundation." Here we are reminded that if we seek shortcuts or rush, we may find ourselves back at the beginning. Instead, we should place our efforts into stable and wise actions, which build wealth gradually and sustainably. In a world driven by instant gratification, we must hold firm to the timeless values of perseverance and diligent effort. Just as a farmer sows seeds in the spring and nurtures them through the year, patiently waiting for the harvest, we too must tend to our own goals with faith and patience. When our motivation dwindles, we can draw strength from remembering the great individuals who succeeded through consistent effort, not overnight miracles. No matter how hard the past, you can always begin again, said the Buddha. This quote serves as a reminder that setbacks are simply parts of our journey, not the end. Every moment gives us the chance to recommit to our goals and to apply ourselves with renewed effort. With time, even the smallest actions accumulate, bringing us closer to the life we envision. Ultimately, diligence and perseverance are more than strategies for wealth. They're paths to inner strength and resilience. By building these qualities, we gain the ability to create stability and abundance in our lives, regardless of external circumstances. With a firm mind and a patient heart, wealth is not just something we accumulate. It's a result of the wisdom and effort we've integrated into our daily actions. And as we cultivate this inner wealth, we become examples for others, encouraging them to see that success is within reach when one walks the path of diligence. Let us remember that the journey may be slow, but it is steady, and in this steadiness lies the quiet power to transform our lives. 2. Learn and cultivate knowledge. In our journey to rise above poverty, one of the most powerful steps we can take is to embrace lifelong learning and deepen our understanding. Learning isn't simply about acquiring skills for a job or solving problems in our daily lives. It's a path toward true freedom. Think of knowledge as a light that illuminates our way through the darkness of life's struggles. In Buddhism, wisdom, or prajna, is considered essential, for it is wisdom that allows us to see beyond the surface of life, to understand the causes of suffering, and ultimately to transform it. When we cultivate knowledge, we are not just gathering information. We are expanding our awareness, refining our understanding, and opening doors to new possibilities. Imagine how your life could change if you dedicated time each day to learn something new, something that would help you grow not only in your career, but also as a person. Would you be able to see opportunities you hadn't noticed before? Would you find solutions to problems that seemed insurmountable? One of the most profound teachings of the Buddha is that suffering has a cause, and by understanding it, we can overcome it. This principle applies not only to spiritual suffering, but also to the struggles of poverty and lack. Poverty, in many ways, is not merely the absence of wealth, but often the result of limited opportunities, restricted knowledge, and a mindset that doesn't allow us to see beyond immediate challenges. When we commit to learning and understanding, we break through these barriers. Knowledge is the key that unlocks opportunities. It broadens our perspective and allows us to navigate life's difficulties with greater resilience. Imagine a person who has developed financial literacy, who understands how to manage, save, and invest money wisely. Such knowledge doesn't only provide a tool for wealth, it reshapes how that person approaches financial decisions, helping them cultivate habits that build wealth over time. This kind of wisdom, built on a foundation of knowledge, becomes an asset in itself. The Buddha once said, "An ignorant person is like a blind man walking on the road." This highlights the importance of awareness and understanding in navigating life. How often do we find ourselves acting without true understanding, making decisions out of habit rather than insight? When we cultivate wisdom, we replace ignorance with insight, which allows us to make choices that serve our highest good. In our pursuit of wealth or a better life, wisdom guides us in discerning what actions are beneficial and what might lead us further into hardship. By investing time in learning and cultivating knowledge, we empower ourselves to make choices that align with our goals. Imagine you are faced with a financial decision, such as whether to make a major purchase or save. With wisdom, you can weigh the long-term effects, understand the underlying motivations, and make a choice that supports your growth. Knowledge also nurtures creativity. When we expose ourselves to new ideas, explore different fields, and continuously challenge our thinking, we develop the ability to see possibilities that others may overlook. Creativity often arises when knowledge and curiosity meet. It's the process of combining what we know with what we imagine, leading to innovative solutions. Many people who have risen out of poverty did so by creatively solving a problem or providing value in a unique way, whether through starting a business, inventing a product, or even simply optimizing the skills they already have. Could you think of ways to apply what you know in a new way, a way that might bring value to others or open up new opportunities? This approach is what Zen Buddhists call beginner's mind, a state of openness and eagerness that allows us to see things as they are, free from preconceived notions. Furthermore, cultivating knowledge fosters discipline. To learn requires commitment and patience, and these qualities are equally important in the pursuit of wealth. The Buddha taught the value of right effort, directing our energy toward beneficial pursuits and maintaining consistency in our actions. Learning new skills or understanding the complexities of the world takes time, yet each small step builds upon the last, bringing us closer to our goals. How might you make learning a part of your daily routine, a small, consistent effort toward your growth? When we develop the habit of learning, we also develop resilience, which helps us face obstacles and setbacks without losing hope. Think of it as planting seeds. With consistent care, they grow and bear fruit over time. In this way, learning becomes a path not just to knowledge, but to lasting stability. Consider the words of Confucius, who said, "If you know what you want, you will be able to work to achieve it." Learning helps us understand our true desires and aspirations. When we are clear on our goals, we can direct our knowledge toward achieving them, focusing our energy on actions that bring us closer to our vision. Do you know what it is you seek, and are you willing to learn what is necessary to reach it? Knowledge clarifies our purpose and gives us the tools to pursue it with confidence. In Buddhism, the journey toward wisdom is also a journey inward. As we seek to understand the world, we must also seek to understand ourselves, our fears, our motivations, and our limitations. Poverty, in many cases, can be linked to a mindset of scarcity, a belief that resources are limited or that success is out of reach. By learning, we can challenge and reshape this mindset, developing a sense of abundance and possibility. When we look within and recognize our potential, we align ourselves with the flow of life, opening ourselves to opportunities we may have previously ignored. So, as you reflect on your journey toward financial stability and personal growth, ask yourself, are you willing to invest in learning, not only for what it can bring you materially, but for how it can transform your life? How might each step in your pursuit of knowledge bring you closer to freedom, joy, and fulfillment? As the Buddha taught, the path to overcoming suffering is through wisdom, and by choosing to cultivate knowledge, you embark on a path that has the power to uplift not only your financial state, but your entire being. 3. Maintain health and mental clarity. Maintaining health and mental clarity is a cornerstone of lasting success and fulfillment, not merely an addition to life's goals. Health in both body and mind is a profound asset, one that cannot be bought or borrowed, but must be cultivated, sustained, and protected through mindful habits and dedicated practices. In the pursuit of wealth, too often, people overlook this fundamental truth, focusing solely on financial gains while sacrificing their physical and mental well-being. However, as the Buddha once said, "To keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear." True prosperity isn't limited to financial stability. It is a harmony of body, mind, and spirit that enables us to live with vitality, purpose, and resilience. By incorporating practices like yoga and meditation, you can create a routine that grounds you in calmness, relieves stress, and enhances focus, qualities that are invaluable when striving toward your goals. In modern life, where distractions are endless and the pressure to perform is high, yoga and meditation provide essential tools for regaining control over your inner self. Regular yoga, with its blend of physical exercise, breathing techniques and focused movement, strengthens the body and refreshes the mind. Not only does it enhance physical endurance and flexibility, but it also brings you closer to a balanced state, allowing you to approach daily challenges with greater resilience. Meditation, on the other hand, nurtures mental clarity by guiding you to focus on the present moment, letting go of anxieties about the future or regrets from the past. Through meditation, you build a foundation of inner peace, empowering yourself to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively to life's difficulties. In this sense, meditation can be viewed as mental training, akin to the way physical exercise strengthens muscles. This combination of mental and physical discipline prepares you to make better decisions, even under pressure, and leads to a life of quality and awareness. When you prioritize health, you invest not only in your personal energy, but also in your ability to pursue wealth meaningfully and sustainably. Good health supports productivity and sharpens your focus, allowing you to work more effectively and achieve your ambitions with a clear mind and a strong body. And as you work to cultivate both physical and mental health, you naturally build the endurance and fortitude necessary to navigate obstacles, remain adaptable, and stay committed to your goals. The world today offers countless opportunities, yet to seize them, you must be fully present and mentally alert. In Buddhist teachings, there is an understanding that wealth without well-being is an incomplete path. To experience life's fullness, one must first be sound in body and serene in mind. Each time you invest in your health, whether through a morning stretch, a moment of quiet breathing, or a longer meditation session, you are aligning with this timeless wisdom. Remember, true wealth isn't a number in a bank account, but a life lived in balance, health, and peace of mind. By nurturing your health, you lay the foundation for a life that remains rich, no matter the fluctuations of fortune. In every breath and every step taken toward mental and physical well-being, you are empowering yourself to live a prosperous life. So, commit to the journey of maintaining health and mental clarity, for in doing so, you unlock not only the secret to wealth, but the art of truly living. If you've watched this far, you're already taking the first steps toward breaking free from poverty and embracing a life of true wealth. Comment below with "Wealth Awakening" to affirm your commitment to these transformative habits. Don't leave yet. There's more wisdom to uncover in this video, and each insight can bring you closer to a prosperous future. Stay until the end to unlock the secrets of financial success through timeless Buddhist teachings. 4. Work hard and be disciplined. In Buddhism, one of the most profound teachings on building a life of abundance and freedom from poverty lies in the principles of hard work and discipline. This isn't simply about toiling away at a job or pursuing wealth for its own sake. Rather, it's about cultivating a life that's rooted in responsibility, diligence, and a commitment to better oneself for the benefit of all. Hard work, when done mindfully, strengthens our character, shapes our inner resilience, and enables us to break free from the limitations that poverty can impose on both the mind and the spirit. Discipline is equally essential. It's the foundation that keeps us grounded, focused, and dedicated, even when challenges arise. This teaching isn't about striving for wealth in a material sense alone, but in the sense of inner richness and well-being. As the Buddha said, a disciplined mind brings happiness, reminding us that true wealth begins within. Now, you might wonder, how does working hard and staying disciplined really help in creating a life of abundance? Think about it. When we approach each task with sincerity and focus, we start building a reputation for reliability. Over time, this consistency earns us the trust and respect of others, creating opportunities for growth and support in ways we may never have anticipated. People are naturally drawn to those who are dedicated and sincere, and this positive energy invites more prosperity into our lives, not just in financial terms, but in relationships, knowledge, and personal fulfillment. Hard work doesn't just bring us rewards. It molds us into individuals who are capable of contributing meaningfully to the world around us. To be idle is a short road to death, the Buddha said, and to be diligent is a way of life. Foolish people are idle, wise people are diligent. This wisdom invites us to consider the broader impact of our actions and the value of consistently showing up with dedication. Reflect on this for a moment. Have you ever seen the effects of effort and discipline in your own life, or perhaps in someone else's? We all know people who have risen above difficult circumstances, often through sheer hard work and unwavering discipline. They inspire us because we see that their success isn't just about luck, it's the fruit of their commitment and character. In Buddhism, this kind of determination is known as virya, or energetic effort, one of the essential virtues on the path to enlightenment. Virya teaches us to face life with vigor and persistence, even when we feel weary or discouraged. When we take this approach, we're not just working toward an external goal, we're transforming our inner world too. Discipline and hard work are also deeply connected to mindfulness. When we practice mindful work, each task becomes an opportunity to focus our mind, train our patience, and develop clarity. This helps us avoid distractions and prevent laziness, which often arise from a lack of purpose or direction. But when we truly engage with what we're doing, we become more intentional, and this clarity sharpens our ability to make wise decisions about how we use our time and resources. In turn, this leads to a life that's well managed and fruitful. You could ask yourself, in what areas of my life could I bring more discipline and effort? To live and work in this way brings a sense of pride and contentment. We realize that wealth isn't just the money in our bank accounts, it's the sense of purpose we feel, the skills we develop, and the contributions we make to others. These forms of wealth are lasting because they're rooted in the person we become. So, remember the words of the Buddha. Your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart, to give yourself to it. This is the secret to true wealth. Not only financial stability, but a life rich with meaning, respect, and personal growth. The journey isn't easy, but as we walk this path with discipline and hard work, we start to embody the wisdom of the teachings, step by step. Are you willing to embrace this path of diligence and inner strength and see where it leads? 5. Live simply and save. The Buddha's teachings offer timeless wisdom about simplicity, a value that can transform our relationship with money and ultimately with ourselves. For men looking to build lasting wealth, living simply and saving wisely is one of the most profound steps. The Buddha taught that clinging to material things leads to suffering, and that true contentment lies in learning to let go of excess and cherish what truly matters. In today's world, where consumer culture often drives us to desire more, bigger and better, embracing simplicity isn't easy, but it is powerful. Living with only what you need cultivates not only financial security, but also inner peace. When you prioritize needs over wants, you're not depriving yourself. Rather, you're aligning with a way of life that fosters abundance from within. Buddha said, "Contentment is the greatest wealth," a reminder that inner fulfillment, not external excess, leads to true prosperity. By choosing to save, you create a buffer against financial hardship. which provides not just security, but also freedom to invest in things that enrich life, such as family, personal growth, or giving back to society. We can think of this approach as planting seeds for a stable future. Every dollar saved is like a seed sown. With time and patience, it grows, strengthening your financial foundation. Saving also teaches patience and discipline, essential qualities in any wealth-building journey. Just as a tree needs time to bear fruit, wealth requires consistency, not impulsive decisions. The Buddhist path encourages us to find joy in the simple things, like a calm evening at home, meaningful connections, or peaceful moments of self-reflection. This perspective not only reduces stress, but also lowers the urge to spend on fleeting pleasures that provide temporary satisfaction at best. To adopt this mindset, consider the impact of small, daily choices. When we practice mindful spending, whether on a new gadget, clothing, or entertainment, we're training our minds to differentiate between essential needs and passing desires. This habit doesn't just preserve money, but builds a mindful, purposeful approach to life. Renowned philosopher Lao Tzu also said, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." When we apply this to financial habits, we cultivate gratitude for what we have, which replaces the endless chase for more. Living simply doesn't mean living without. It means living with intention. Simplifying life and saving wisely empower you to redirect energy from material pursuits toward personal growth, connection, and meaningful pursuits. In a world that constantly promotes acquisition, this approach can feel like a rebellion, but it's actually a return to balance. When you live simply, every dollar saved is a step toward financial freedom and a chance to create stability for yourself and those you love. In modern times, true wealth is not just about what you accumulate, but about the peace of mind that comes from knowing you are secure. The Buddha's teachings remind us that wealth begins with how we view and manage our resources, leading to a life not just of monetary gain, but of spiritual abundance. 6. Follow ethical principles. To move towards wealth and prosperity, we must first align ourselves with ethical principles that guide not just our actions, but our hearts and minds. The Buddha taught that right conduct is the foundation for a life of true abundance, not only in material terms but also in spiritual richness and inner peace. When we live ethically, following precepts such as honesty, kindness, and compassion, we naturally create a life where blessings can flow to us and others around us. Acting with integrity and intention prevents us from accumulating negative karma, the consequences of unwise or harmful actions. Instead, we set into motion positive karma, which has the power to shape a future filled with opportunities, positive connections, and personal growth. As the Buddha once said, if with a pure mind a person speaks or acts, happiness follows them like a never-departing shadow. This reflects a profound truth. The habits of mind and heart we cultivate today directly influence what comes our way tomorrow. When we speak truthfully, behave compassionately, and seek fairness in our interactions, we not only build trust and respect in our relationships, but also attract circumstances that support our well-being. Imagine waking up every day knowing that your actions have brought good into the world, that you are a source of positivity for others. This is the real wealth. But ask yourself, are your daily habits and decisions truly aligned with values that uplift and nourish you? Sometimes it's easy to think wealth and prosperity come from external effort alone, from working hard, making the right investments, or seizing opportunities. But true prosperity often flows from within, from a mind and heart that are aligned with the highest principles of right conduct and compassion. When we cultivate patience instead of impatience, kindness instead of harshness, and generosity instead of greed, we're building a foundation for a life that will draw genuine prosperity. Wealth without inner peace is a fragile state, easily disturbed by anxiety or the next setback. But when we've built our lives on ethical principles, even challenges become stepping stones, teaching us resilience and wisdom. We are better prepared to face life's storms without being swayed because we are grounded in something unshakable, the strength of our own integrity and virtue. So, consider, how do you want to grow your wealth? Is it just about money, or is it about a life that's rich in love, trust, and well-being? By choosing to live with kindness and integrity, you not only plant seeds for material success, but also create a legacy of goodness that touches everyone you encounter. And isn't that the kind of abundance we all truly seek? When we choose to live by these principles, we draw closer to a life that is peaceful, fulfilling, and free from the shadows of fear and doubt. Wealth that comes from ethical living is sustainable because it's built on a foundation of mutual respect, genuine relationships, and a sense of purpose that transcends personal gain. In the words of the Buddha, the root of suffering is attachment, and by living ethically, we release attachment to fleeting pleasures and instead cultivate a joy that stays with us, a satisfaction that is not easily shaken. So let us each ask ourselves, what small shifts can we make today to live a more ethical life? How can our habits and actions become a source of blessings, not only for ourselves, but for all those we encounter on our journey? Thank you for joining us on this journey into the colors that can transform our spaces and invite prosperity and peace into our lives. In Buddhist teachings, wealth is more than just financial gain. It's about cultivating a balanced, harmonious life. Each color we explored today, from the warmth of yellow to the calm of blue, the growth inspired by green, and the purity of white, carries a unique energy that can uplift our spirit and enrich our environment. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, The Journey of Wisdom. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an opportunity to explore more Buddhist teachings and simple, powerful ways to bring peace and prosperity into your life. Thank you for watching, and may your path ahead be filled with abundance and inner joy.